Blessings and welcome everyone. Just a reminder before we begin. Your rising sign horoscope will give you additional clarity as to how a great deal of your sun sign horoscope may show up, and your moon sign horoscope will give you the less prominent side story that'll also be playing out for this 2-week period. Remember, horoscopes serve best when observed, like a weather or traffic report. You have influence over all outcomes with your thoughts, actions, choices, and deeds. Use the information that presents to help you make the highest choices for the highest outcomes. If you wish to schedule any of my services or like access to more content via my Patreon, follow the links below or go to my website, integrativemysticism.com. Hi there, Virgo. It's time to have a look and see what is going on when it comes to your final week of February 2021. And just a quick heads up for you before we get started, we are still very much in the energetic influence of that new moon in Aquarius we discussed in last week's horoscope. And if you didn't see it, because apparently when I upload all 12 videos at once, YouTube does not distribute my videos in everyone's feeds evenly, you might want to go check that out, at least the Astrology, to get caught up on what is still going on. My neighbor's dog is outside. However, we do have another aspect I want to talk about this week. We're saving the full moon for next week because technically it's the end of this week, beginning of next week, so it's really not even a this week energy. The big astrological influence that's coming in on top of that new moon window is going to be in effect from Tuesday all the way through Friday of this week, or Wednesday through Saturday, depending on where you live in the world. And this is Mars, planet of action, passion, energy, problem solving, the divine ascended masculine, in your 9th house, Taurus, 9th house ruling your higher education, your ideology, culture, spiritual practice, your reach, and your ability to connect with broader communities of the world, forming a strong trine to Pluto, the great transmuter, which is in your 5th house of love, romance, creativity, your relationships with your children, and anything you are trying to birth into the world or manifest. And we actually have a very, very positive energy coming through, but it comes in such an abrupt and such a strong way, it's kind of like ripping off a bandage. This is how it's going to feel for a lot of people because it's a solution. Mars trine to Pluto is always a fast solution that is of enormous assistance to everyone involved, but it does not occur the way anyone would have preferred. And in this case, this is having an effect on manifesting or creating an opportunity for you to either reach a community, reach a person, or close a gap that you may be having when it comes to how you are interacting with the world at large. This may also be bringing in a lot of opportunities for spiritual expansion or maybe even spiritual awakening opportunities with partners, with kids. There's a lot of big breakthroughs coming in that are going to add a lot of depth and a lot of fulfillment to your more intimate connections, as well as create a more intimate connection with the maybe spiritual community, academic community, cultural community, creative community that you are either already a part of or would aspire to actually be more active in. However, with Mars trine to Pluto, we are also seeing the elimination of some kind of block or blockage that might be holding you back or keeping you at a distance. And like I said, this is working with highest interest of all concerned, not necessarily a preference for what means to what ends. So strap in. As we get on to your cards, what's going on with, the week in general, you've actually got your spiritual theme as the devil in reverse. And so with the devil reverse, the big theme of this week is a purging. There is a clearing of a lot of maybe thorns in your side, a lot of holdups, a lot of things that have been maybe holding you in place, holding you down, maybe a lot of blocks as well. Because with the devil card reverse, what I'm seeing is a big cleansing of a lot of toxic, dysfunctional patterns, people, relationships, and any kind of to-dos or tasks that you might be carrying into this week or carrying even into the year 2021. With the devil card reversed, you may be seeing that a lot of unhealthy influences in your space, in your work life, in your community, in your family are going to be leaving. Now, whether they're leaving because they are moving on to other things or they are getting ripped out of your life, that is a big theme of what is going on right now. And with the devil card reversed, it's important to remember that their influence negated in your life is actually bringing in fresher energy and actually getting you closer to your highest goals and highest trajectories anyway. But it may be kind of weird to see who's who, what's what, and what has to go, and what's no longer, let's just say, the best to be keeping in our spaces or keep attached to. And so make sure that you are observing this with objectivity and, of course, neutrality. As we get on to your material shifts, what's going on with your work, your finances, and your job, your personal abundance, anything to do with practical affairs as it relates to money and resources, you've got the Emperor in reverse. And I'm not getting that this is something that's going to be a problem you are encountering so much as an occurrence that you are observing, because what's coming through here is that you are watching somebody or maybe a group of somebodies who have been maybe leading an area or in charge or an authority or maybe put up on a pedestal in an area of your life as it relates to either your practical affairs, your home life, your family life, even your job, or maybe leaders in your field or people who have been influencers in your field go through a tumble, a fall, and a dethroning. Because that Devil card reversed and the Emperor card reversed is indicating a huge switch in sensibilities when it comes to your work culture, your peer group, or maybe even the professional community, the creative community that you're a part of here. Now, with this Emperor card reversed, yes, this could indicate that you might be noticing something going on with a boss, an influential figure, or several in your community or in your work life. But with this, we are also seeing maybe ordinances, we are seeing limitations, we are seeing impositions also go away that have been hanging over your head. And with all of this getting out of your way, it is reversing a lot of maybe negative or unpleasant circumstances or dramas that were going on while those influences were in play. And so you're getting a big freedom moment during this week that you're going to get, a chance to finally have your work, your finances, your abundance on your terms. As we get on to your communications, friends, relatives, maybe other people in your life, you actually have the Nine of Swords in reverse. And you're going to be in a weird spot this week. I feel with the Nine of Swords reversed, when we talk about that Devil reverse and the release of maybe unhealthy people, unhealthy relationships, unhealthy circumstances, you may be perfectly willing and able to, of course, head for the higher thing, head for the healthier arrangement, but not everyone will. And you're going to be dealing with a lot of situations in your community where people might not necessarily care whether or not something's healthy or unhealthy. They're just actually afraid of change. They're actually just not coping with a break in a familiar cycle or maybe a cultural agreement or a family agreement or a social agreement. And with the Nine of Swords reversed, you may actually also be facing some unnecessary guilt about the release of maybe some Klingons, some not so great friends or companions, or maybe just folks that are not in the best caliber for the group that you're in, what you're working with, who you're serving, who you are actually getting things done with. And so over the course of this week, there may be some petty dramas that come up, but with the Nine of Swords reversed, we don't have to engage because there's nothing necessary, productive, creative, or fulfilling about trying to solve or appease those dramas. It may actually be drama that shows up in the form of damage control, clinging, bribing, coaxing, and we just don't need to have any part of that. When, again, if the Devil card reversed and this Mars trine Pluto is like, look, we are refining your community, we are refining your tribe so that you are with those that are on your level, at your match, let it happen. As we get on to your challenge this week, you do have the Moon in reverse. And so your challenge is going to have to be, seeing things as they truly are. And it's not necessarily a big challenge, but we also have to look and see where have we maybe been putting veils over our own selves, our own experience, maybe inflating the worth or the value that is getting put into our lives by certain people or certain projects, certain pursuits, that it's really not there. You know, is something only good because we have tricked ourselves into thinking something's good? Or have we maybe been too indulgent with a lot of interactions, maybe been too, let's just say too indulgent when it comes to giving things away, trying to pretend something is where it's not? This is a week where you have to be honest with yourself, Virgo, and, let the cognitive dissonance happen if you're in a place where, yeah, this might be going on with one of your girlfriends that you really just wanted to believe was your right-hand person, and then you just find out, wow, no, I was making it up. I was tricking myself the whole time. You're going to have to look at that. You're going to have to pay attention to that. Same with, again, with your work community. Maybe you've had an attachment to some toxic leaders in your life. This is a time where, with the moon card reversed, don't gaslight yourself. That's your challenge. As we get on to your relationships with love, romance, and partnerships, you have the Three of Swords upright. And single Virgos, or available Virgos, I'll put it that way, you might actually be meeting somebody who is very compatible, but in no way, shape, or form ready to get serious this week. I'm actually feeling like you might be finding out about somebody becoming available, or somebody who is maybe recently back on the market, or kind of recently coming out of a heartache, or a breakup or a divorce. This Three of Swords is, it's kind of strange because I'm getting the impression that yes, there's a chemistry here. Yes, on a better week, on a better day, better time of, for them, this would actually be something that could work. But you are going to need to be a responsible person and make sure that you don't lead anybody on and you don't take anything on prematurely, okay? Because the Three of Swords is indicating whoever's coming is absolutely not done dealing with a lot of what they are coming from. And we don't want to be selfish and make it about us and what us wanting to have a relationship while somebody else is cleaning up a lot of the debris, putting themselves back together. Yes, there is something here, and I feel like they may even be approaching you too, but you've got to be responsible here. Think about the highest interest of all concerned. As we get on to those of you who are currently in committed relationships, the Three of Swords upright is indicating a partner may be going through a lot of the same purging as you. And yes, absolutely, I am seeing them going into a space of some heartache or heartbreak over that. This could create some issues where we are suddenly realizing that something about the way we're carrying on, whether it's the way we're carrying on in the home, how we've been running the relationship, running the family, or maybe something going on with friends, family, in-laws, that kind of thing, has really taken a toll on both of us, but your partner is going to be having the breakdown, breakthrough realization first. It's time to rebuild with our partner if we can, if that is something there. Some of you who might not be in a situation where you don't know if this is a relationship you should carry on may actually try to rewrite the terms of how we relate to each other and evolve things in a different direction, and that's perfectly okay too. I don't see this as a cut and dry swath across the board, so don't oversimplify this for yourself. This is something that's incredibly nuanced, and I feel like with the Three of Swords, a lot of you are going to be cleaning up a lot of long-standing issues, long-standing heartache, and it's going to show up through your partner. So that's what I've got for you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.